Welcome to Besiege Bots, the real home of robotic combat in Besiege. In this episode, we complete the round of 16 and find out which 4 bots from the bottom side of our bracket will make it through to the quarterfinals. Now let's get into our first matchup. And we're underway with fight number 1 of episode 2 of Raptorweight Requiem as we see Arctic Storm taking on Eidolon, and on that first hit, Arctic Storm already takes off one of Eidolon's wheels. This is going to be a rough fight for Eidolon from here on out. Arctic Storm is a bot that really hasn't undergone a lot of changes since its first appearance, but due to incidental changes to the Besiege that we've made, such as higher gravity, it's unintentionally received quite a number of buffs that have turned it into quite the scary robot. Of course, we have the United Lunch Alliance taking on Outcast Robotics, and they faced off in the preliminaries of SummerSlamathon, where the United Lunch Alliance took the win, went on to get third in that tournament with Sirocco, having a great year also, won SBC's lightweight bracket with RUD. So far this match, pretty one-sided in Arctic Storm's favor, but Arctic Storm kind of caught on the rotating plate a couple times. Eidolon, I'm not really sure what they're hoping for here. They probably have to hope RUD flips itself over or something and can't self-right. Ooh, as Eidolon loses the half. Luckily, it's the half that already had the wheel ripped off, so they're not KO'd quite yet. Oh, they're kind of stuck in that corner a little bit as Arctic Storm comes in for another hit. Eidolon in a lot of pain right now. Now gets thrown onto the rotating plate and might be kind of stuck over there. Stuck in the blue corner now as Arctic Storm. I think Eidolon's getting counted out. It can't actually move well enough because of the imbalance. I think it's... And that's it. Arctic Storm picks up the win in just under 2 minutes. Big win for the United Lunch Alliance as they move into the quarterfinals, and we say goodbye to Eidolon. Here we go with fight number 2 now as Tamale takes on Lift. Decent first hit from Tamale there. Tamale we saw in SBC made it all the way to the quarterfinals in the featherweight bracket before throwing itself out of the arena against Croc and Orr. Had it won, it would have fought our other Hong Kong team, Team Overdosed. Here they face off against Team Remarkable, who they also fought in SBC in the round of 16, Calypso against Ordnance. It was a hell of a fight before Calypso was eventually able to pit Ordnance and get the win, so Team Remarkable perhaps looking for a little bit of revenge. But it's not starting off too well for them as Team Questionable Engineering looked to line up a hit. Didn't get too much damage down there as the hammer kind of hit too early in its swinging arc. Swing and a miss there. Tamale really trying to pick its shots while Lift struggles to do anything to self-right. Ooh, decent hit there. Ooh, ripped a couple steering hinges out. That's gonna hamper the durability of Lift. You can already see there's a little bit of splitting going on at that back end. Another good hit could end up ripping this bot in half. You see a couple decent hits there, but nothing major damaged, it doesn't look like. Ooh, yeah, you could really see the splitting there. Oh, but Tamale splits itself in half. Oh, you gotta be very careful of throwing himself out of the arena here, the driver for Team Questionable Engineering. Whoa. Bit of a throw there. They're both really struggling right now. Lift stuck upside down. Tamale, every time it swings the hammer, is flipping both halves of itself around and having to reorient itself. Ooh, Lift with some nice control there, actually, as it tries to pop back over, but it seems like the self-right hasn't been calibrated properly and isn't working. Another decent hit from Tamale, but no real damage. Oh, there we go. Cracking one of the corners off and ripping off a wheel from Lift. I'd say Tamale's definitely ahead in this matchup. But Lift's had a few decent moments of control despite being stuck upside down. Oh, Lift finally rights itself, and maybe now it can get some real control in. Tamale really struggling to keep both halves in check, but it seems to actually be working even when the halves are not correctly oriented. Lift doing a good job keeping to the side there, forcing Tamale to swing to try and correct itself. Oh, now Tamale's in the correct orientation. A little bit of poor camera work there from myself, but we're back watching the action now as Tamale lands another big hit and cracks another set of wheels off of Lift. Lift basically split in half at this point, but still ticking. Tamale really trying to get in to land the kill shot. Team Questionable Engineering likely going to take this if we make it to the judgment, but they don't want it to get there. Whoa, another swing and a miss from Tamale. We got 20 seconds to go in this one. Tamale with another big swing, and that's another wheel gone. And that Lift won't be getting counted out, so I doubt we make it to a KO, but should be a pretty comfortable judge's decision for Tamale in this one. Yeah, you can see winning aggression, control slightly, and pretty heavy on damage despite breaking itself. Lost a little style to Lift, but Tamale moves on to the quarterfinals and Lift is eliminated. Fight number 3 as we see Team Requiem take on Team Overdosed and Wasted. Wasted, of course, our featherweight champion from SBC. This a Raptorweight version of the bot, but still just as deadly. And going to prove a problem for SkitB, but SkitB so far doing a great job getting to the sides and keeping Wasted off balance, which Wasted is always a little off balance. I think that's why it's called Wasted. Of course, Team Requiem also having a solid year, making 3 quarterfinals out of 5 appearances in the tournaments. 2 quarterfinals in SBC and a quarterfinals in Summer Slamathon. As SkitB really controlling the action so far. Wasted's landed 1 or 2 decent hits, but other than that, really struggling to land a lot and struggling to keep on its wheels as it gyros quite heavily. A nice flip there from SkitB. Now moving into pressure Waste. Wasted's struggling to self-right, but manages to get back over now. Nice little throw from SkitB there. SkitB, Wasted really struggling. I think this Raptorweight version, I don't think they shrunk the limb there. Oh, but SkitB mistimes a flip and ends up losing the whole front right corner of the bot for it. Doesn't look like the lift has been affected, but some of that armor and one of its wheels has been ripped off. Ooh, that is affecting the flipper as well, because the geometry of the bot is affected now, as Wasted lands another good hit off a slightly misguided flip attempt. Wasted gets flipped over, struggled to self-ride a little bit, but SkitB came in. SkitB kind of stuck on the rotating plate. That is a problem for these very low bots. These extremely low-built control bots do struggle when they are faced with the rotating plate. As Wasted getting pushed over to the wall now, looking to land a big hit, but not a lot happening. SkitB doing a really great job keeping control, even with the lifter a little compromised due to losing that front part of the chassis. Wasted kind of just riding over the top of SkitB. There is a way you can drive bots that gyro like this so that the weapon kind of gyros down on top of the opponent, but they're not doing a great job of it so far. Ooh, SkitB had the weapon held up and I was worried they were gonna lose it there. SkitB... everything's attached via, I think... there's a pistons or something, and it's giving it a lot of shock absorption. Actually, it might be sliders. It's one of the two. It's giving it great shock absorption, so even when Wasted's landing these hits to the back, it's just kind of compressing it to where it normally wants to sit anyway. SkitB doing a really good job. Holds Wasted on top of itself there. And we're coming up to a decision now. We'll see who ends up winning this. Wasted obviously did a fair bit of damage with the couple hits it did land, but SkitB's been controlling the fight from start to finish, I think. As we see a win for SkitB over Wasted in quite the upset, taking down the featherweight champion in this Raptorweight tournament as Team Locrian move on to the quarterfinals and Wasted is eliminated. And now we begin the final fight of episode 2 to determine the last member of the quarterfinals as we see Tornado of Souls taking on Blaze. Two teams that are having pretty different years to one another, with especially off our last tournament, SummerSlamathon, where Tornado of Souls launches itself off the wall there. Team Angry American set the record for fastest loss in a tournament, losing in 7 seconds against Sickle Mode, and Team Pilot Light managed to get a 3rd place with Melvin. Ooh, nice little slam there from Blaze. Very compact bot. Doing a great job. Ooh, nice hit though from Tornado of Souls. I'm surprised that didn't take a wheel off. Tornado of Souls, somewhat similar to Wasted, having a lot of gyro issues, but not quite as bad. It's a slightly better built to handle the gyro of the weapon. But when it is landing the hits, it's flipping itself around quite a lot. Blaze so sturdy, but gets itself caught up on the ramrods there. Could give Tornado of Souls an opportunity. Landed another hit that came around the back of the plows there, but didn't take off a wheel. Tornado of Souls struggling to get up. Oh, they managed to get back over. That's not how you'd want it to end. It's been a pretty entertaining fight so far. Team Pilot Light doing a good job sticking them in the corner, getting them off balance. That was really nice driving from Team Pilot Light and Blaze. Oh, big hit there. Still, Blaze not really taking damage. The only damage so far in this fight has been Tornado of Souls losing a flying block, which is quite surprising. There could be some damage that's just hard to see on Blaze, but it doesn't seem like anything has been disconnected in that front section of the chassis. Ooh, there's another big hit, but I think that took off one of the blades from Tornado of Souls. Yeah, I believe it took off the blade on that left side, which is going to unbalance the bot and make it extremely difficult to drive as Blaze just speeding around the arena, looking to slam Tornado of Souls into the walls. Lining up for another slam as Tornado of Souls tips itself onto its side, really struggling and just bouncing around the arena. Does manage to self-right there. It seems to self-right surprisingly well for how wild the bot is. I believe the bot probably... Ooh, no, it managed to turn left there. I thought it wouldn't be able to turn left due to the gyro, but seems like it's managing it. As Blaze taking the slow approach here, not wanting to risk the significant lead they've already gained. That could cost them aggression points, but they're already up on damage and control. Likely losing style though, because Tornado of Souls has been launching itself around like a kamikaze style. It's pretty interesting. As Blaze takes real slow, lands a good hit there. Tornado of Souls ping-pongs itself off the wall yet again. Still no damage done to Blaze. That is an incredibly durable bot. Oh, and then the first damage that's done to Blaze is it crashing itself into the spikes. Of course it is. As Tornado of Souls loses its other flying block and launches itself through the air. Struggling to self-right. Oh, but they managed to get back over just in time, but they're stuck on the ramrods. Blaze still stuck upside down. Maybe Tornado of Souls could land a big hit here in the late stages to catch up on damage, but not quite. Oh, that was a big one. Oh, it only took off the cog and a flying block there. Yeah, Blaze takes this one, winning out on aggression, which is a little surprising. Damage actually judged evenly, but style going the way of Tornado of Souls. Either way, Blaze moves on to the quarterfinals. Tornado of Souls is eliminated, but pretty fun matchup. That's it for this episode. Our 4 bots heading into the quarterfinals are Arctic Storm, Tamale, SkitB, and Blaze. Unfortunately, we also have to say goodbye to Eidolon, Lift, Wasted, and Tornado of Souls. In the next episode, we will determine which 4 bots will make the finale as we get through our quarterfinal matches. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a like, comment, and consider subscribing. If you're interested in joining our community, follow the Discord link in the description. And from everyone in the Besiege Bots Discord, have a fantastic day, and we'll see you soon.